Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Roots MIA episode 9. And yeah, man, Jazz Royce, your one and only host, JK, because I got Smoke with me. And first of all, let's talk about this colorway he got going on, man. He's no longer all black smoke.
You know, the new year upon us, I decided one of my New Year resolutions is no more black clothes. I used to wear a lot of black clothes. I believe that is, in the absence of color, in the absence of feeling, in the absence of emotion.
Man,
so,
deep.
I got the colors rocking now.
Cool, but
you just woke me up right now.
That's it, right? And speaking of being a woke,
and look, still, my favorite color is still black at the end of the day. Like, color just matches everything. Like, it still works.
Accessible.
Yes, but
we don't got real drum rolls, so Austin from middle school, high school, life school, elementary.
Go way back.
Awesome, bro. People watching are probably like, "Yo, is that Austin from? Is he on?"
And I'm a ghost. Like I barely go outside, so you haven't seen me in a while. Yeah, you're just seeing me now.
Screenshot is probably your best.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna see me outside.
So man, thanks for being on the show, bro.
Appreciate it, my dude.
I know 2020 is a lot of things cooking up.
Merry Christmas, both y'all.
Merry Christmas, bro. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Right after the holidays. That's right.
Yes, happy holiday to the fans and everybody.
Happy Kwanzaa.
I feel like Christmas gets like slept on as you get older.
Yes.
It does. It didn't feel like Christmas to me.
Like Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas, especially growing up in Miami, dude.
It doesn't feel like Christmas.
We don't get the snow. All right, we don't get the snow. We don't get the cold either.
We get a lot of traffic.
We get traffic.
And closed places.
Yeah. And
we get people coming here for vacation.
Yeah, that's
and then we're over here like, yo, we're trying to go out.
Yeah, we're trying to leave. We trying to go see snow.
I didn't think of it that way at all.
No, yo, I've never thought about it. Just think about it. If you have friends in New York, you know how much they talk about, oh, yo, I'm trying to move down to Miami. But I'm over here like, nah, I'm trying to like move up there.
We're trying to see how it is being an actual winter for a change.
Yeah, this is like, oh, I want to be in the heat. I'm like, nah, you don't want to be in the
cold.
But then I'm like, I want to be in the cold. And they'll be like, nah, you don't want to be in the cold.
No, and like, even like, I travel a lot for work too. And people always tell me like, oh, like, you live in Miami, you must be going to all the beaches and you must be, I'm like, if you knew how bad traffic was, if you knew how crazy the beach was, like if you knew all these things, you would not be going. Because 90% of the people do not go to the beach when they live in Miami.
Just chill in the suburbs, man. So guys, we got New Year's coming up. So we got New Year's coming up, you know what I mean?
New Year's resolutions coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So what's your resolution, bro?
I already told you one of mine. I'm adding color to my things. You feel me? I'm bringing the beanie vibe. I'm gonna be wearing a lot more beanies. I like my beanies. Let's see what else. I'm gonna hit the gym hard as hell this year. I have plans. I want to drop down to at least 190. I'm at 220 right now, so.
I wish I was at 200.
I like that.
I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to establish by the end of the year at least 2 solid side hustles. Not a main hustle, 2 solid side hustles, and hopefully throughout midpoint of the year have a main hustle. Which hopefully becomes this, but this is not going to change regardless.
This is the grind.
This becomes a part of the life.
Exactly.
This is more like a hobby to me, honestly. I don't even look at it as a job or like something I have to like.
This is the cool down.
I love looking forward to my Fridays here.
Yeah, honestly, I've never done a podcast before, and like, no offense, like I could see how this could get addicting. Like just like chilling in a room with your friends, talking, and just like.
And then the feedback, especially because people like having different perspectives on what you guys talk about. How you guys are and stuff, how they feel looking versus how we feel being here. So it's great. I like this type of stuff.
And low-key, the way I look at it too, I don't know if anyone else has looked at it. For me personally, since we're recording us talking and stuff, I look like a video diary almost. Like you can just see the progression.
You know what? I didn't think of that.
That's some powerful stuff right there. That is true. Like you can go back and see like some of the things that you've even said or talked about. Like
and see what if your opinions have changed through the years.
Like I did this thing now. Like I had to like start writing. I had to start like getting a little notebook, like a book to start writing my ideas because it's like
it's a big notebook.
There's times in the day where like certain ideas would pop up in my head and I'm like, dude, this is gold. Like I need to write this down. And like my phone, I get it. Like it's super accessible, but it doesn't always click for me. Like. Sometimes writing down in that book, like I know I have a go-to.
Because
like, this
it
is
takes
my
more
idea
effort having to use the hand coordination to write versus just. That's true.
Yeah, I'm gonna remember my hand movie writing something. This shit.
That's true.
Yeah, and I got like 400, 500 notes on my phone, so like sometimes like notes could go and just like disappear. Like I don't even know about it.
I don't trust the whole cloud thing. I've literally had it happen before we did the thing. The whole thing just disappeared. I'm like,
technology's scary, bro.
I wrote down something.
We're growing through it. My bad.
I'm not. Oh,
my bad.
But like I don't really write that much, but I did write one thing, like just in the beginning of the month. I guess that could be like a New Year's resolution for myself. And I put like this little index card in like a good sentence. It said, "You will become a pioneer in show business. Screw whoever thinks otherwise. Stay focused." And I keep it like on the side of my computer. So whenever I'm doing homework or I'm just watching YouTube and stuff, and
So
I
you're
pull the
like,
index card, and it's like, oh, I wrote
you're
that to
taking
myself.
no hostages. Like you're doing your thing. You're either with me or without me.
Yeah,
It's like a reminder too. Like don't get
feels like-
complacent. Like I want to be lazy sometimes. I see that note.
I
I'm
feel
like,
that, yeah, man.
Whenever you feel like you're comfortable, read the fucking note.
Exactly.
no, you got different versions of yourself. Like I'm telling you, like there's a lazy
Exactly.
side of you. There's an
There
excitement
is.
side of you. There's
Trust me, I get
the
lazy.
sad side of you. Like that unmotivating side is probably the worst.
It's the worst. And not only that,
It's not bad to have. You just have to know how to manage it.
exactly.
It's okay to be like lazy sometimes. I have to remind myself.
Sometimes you
that
gotta
too.
relax,
stay in it,
take
though.
a step
You be
back.
like, yo,
Exactly. We don't want to
this is
switch
not
gears
me.
when
I
it's
gotta-
necessary.
No one engulfs themselves. Like obviously, like people obviously obsess over their craft and they work hard, but like no one engulfs themselves in their work to the point where they're like that's all they do.
Yeah,
Like, people have
exactly.
other things that
You
they
gotta
do. Like
stop.
they
You have to. No, you have
Take a
to.
breather.
like
go
you
out
have to
every
have an
now and
escape.
then.
Like
Yeah.
your escape can't be your work. I'm sorry. Like as much as you can love your job, your escape cannot be your job.
Because that'll become tiring.
Exactly.
Eventually, you'll start hating it too, and then you don't want that. You really don't.
I was gonna ask you, is that your only New Year's resolution?
The reason I did that is because it was weighing so hard in my head because since now I got this like stable job, now my family's looking like, oh, so this is where you're gonna stay at for like, you know,
Already.
the years to build up. I said, years to build up.
What are y'all
I
talking
can't
about?
wrap my head around staying at the same job for like years and years, like how people in the 90s and 80s worked the same job for like 20
They'll get on the ground
plus
floor and then
years.
just stay there.
And so for them to look at me and think that I have the same mindset and coming up that way, it upsets me. I admit it gives me a lot of inner aggression. But then I look at that and it kind of like tells me, okay, listen, how they grew up was different from how we're growing up.
Very different
So I
times.
can't be upset about that. I can't take it personal. I just gotta, all right, they have their opinion. They have it's the best interest that they're speaking in, just not to me. But you know what I mean?
It can mean something to them. It just don't mean something to me.
To me, exactly.
Yeah. No, and that happens a lot with parents. Like when you try to explain something from like your side of your understanding, like you guys grew up in a very
It's a
different
whole
time.
different- exactly.
Like we're growing up in a world right now where you did not even have like the imagination and the technology that we have now.
Exactly.
No, and you had touched up on it earlier, like when you were talking about school and just like parents don't really understand. And I don't think it's that they don't understand, but it's just that they come from a time where school was the only opportunity. Like
That's
school
true.
was the
Yeah.
escape out of the bad neighborhood
From
or
where
the
they
escape
grew up.
from
That's
working
true.
at McDonald's. So
You
like
needed a degree.
You needed a degree.
yeah,
to
and
have
like a
some type
degree
of
held its
opportunity at the time.
importance.
But
So
I
like
hate that in the modern times right now. I hate parents that
Because people
drill into
haven't,
the
like,
kids' head
yeah.
that like listen,
They
what
haven't
you have to
updated
do
with
is
the
get
times.
that paper. You have to get the degree. I'm not saying don't get the degree, but I don't think you should
It
drill into the
depends
kid
on
like
what
this
you
is the
wanna do as an
only way to be
occupation.
Yeah,
successful.
because if you're a lawyer or a doctor.
Yeah, then those who need a degree.
Oh,
need
of
it.
course. If
Definitely.
that's the job you want to do, like that's
Yeah.
the occupation you want to
Engineer.
do,
Oh.
go for it. Go for it. But if you know that there's other things you want to do, what is the degree going to help you if you want to be an artist? Degree doesn't really help
It's
you
not.
that much. If you want to be an artist, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about painting,
Anything,
dancing,
yeah, music, yeah.
music, freaking putting strings through a cup, whatever. That's art. You don't need a degree for that shit. So that's why I've always told
some people
people,
get paid millions of dollars for doing art like that.
With no degree.
look,
no
a fidget
time
spinner,
wasted in
the
the
fucking fidget
classroom, sitting
spinners.
still.
The lady who came up, whoever came up with fidget spinners, yo, they're rich. And you know how they did, bro? They just grabbed a little thing, put two other things right here, spin. Wait. You only finished us with one New Year's resolution.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about that.
Oh, that was really it for me. I just want to just excel in media and show business and just really beat the odds. That's really it. At this point, everything else I wanted to do, I did.
No other
I
like
want
little
to,
goals you wanna.
Be more financially free.
Mhm.
Because I find it funny how now that I have a job that's paying me more than I was making, my money is still tight as hell. And then I look back at the things that I bought and stuff, and it's like, dang, I don't regret buying it because.
But you're looking at it like, did I really need it?
Nice little gold chain.
God damn it, I really enjoy it. But when the bills come around, the car payments and stuff, it's like, damn,
You're
man.
looking at that car note like,
You looking at that chain like this is my car, baby.
it's like I really should take care of this.
Like, Jeffrey, what happened to that rent money that was due last month?
No, man, thank God I don't pay rent yet. yes. Doing baby steps. But, you know, it's because People are trying to insist on me having to build a stricter like budget and how I manage my money and stuff. But my mindset is like, if there are things that you're struggling with to afford, instead of having this mindset of, man, I have to cut back and be more this and that. Yeah, to an extent, you don't want to blow it on just rubbish. But if it's things that you actually want to get and you know it's for something further on down the line, spend it. Instead of thinking about how to preserve your money and like live like this, think about how to maximize your income so you can live like this without the stress and worries about not making ends meet.
Just gotta find the incomes though.
It's just being innovative. And so that's what I'm trying to push on myself. How to be innovative rather than giving it to everybody else as well. Spending beyond my means, might as well cut back. No, I'm not. I don't want to cut back.
Someone's junk could be someone else's treasure.
Exactly.
Like, that chain to you,
maximize.
to them, maybe like, oh, it's a chain, it's you, and you're like, dude,
Yeah,
it makes me feel good.
Dude, the
it
rope
gives me that
chain,
confidence.
Since hammocks, I used to. You remember the show? Have you watched Run's House?
Yes.
You watched it?
Run's
you
House,
both.
bro, come on.
When
Run's
Diggy
House.
in 7th grade, when Diggy used to wear the rope chain, I used to watch it on TV. I used to say, "Damn." I used to say like to my aunt, like,
the
when I
things,
get
right?
older and I have enough money, I need to get a rope chain just like Diggy's. And so when I got the rope chain, I think Stepan was with me when I got the rope chain. It was like mission accomplished. It was like
I got it.
it's my prize, but this is like the.
I kind of like though that like especially like when you have like a diverse when you have like a diverse set of friends, like to me, like growing up, like jewelry was never big for me. Like I think like the most I ever wanted in jewelry was like an earring or something like that. You know, but like
you know,
like when you have like friends like
me.
Dan, like jewelry means something to me. So like hearing him talk about like that
It's
is
like
like
the
dope. Like I'm
idolizing.
like, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
he likes that chain, he likes that. Like for me, it could be like for me, it's shoes. Like I love shoes.
yo.
Like I love shoes.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
that's my thing. But
I would have a whole.
everyone has
warehouse
their
of
own
shoes.
little. Everyone has their own little.
Has a
attachment
little niche,
to
the little thing.
Exactly. And
It's
speaking
dope.
of shoes, Stefan, where your ass at?
Oh, hey, he's nice.
Do we have a,
Are you sure we saw him?
Are you sure, little
Yeah,
kid?
you
we
sure
have
saw?
a stealthy ninja that if you did not see this, open the fridge behind us. He should be making his entrance onto the show. We're experiencing turbulence right now and trying to reach his frequency.
Turbulence.
Yeah, we're experiencing turbulence trying to reach his frequency.
We on the
But,
ground floor. We on the ground floor.
we are. So you
Design.
see it, super jazz, wearing this purple teal cape with gold rings and everything. Look at that.
I know you got
Like
a white.
movies
ninja.
all over
This
my-
superhero's got like
with the
jewelry,
fur
bro.
coat.
It's like
he has
one of
a
the
little- he has
amigos.
the pimp hat with a little hat with a little feather too.
With the feather.
Pimp smacking people.
He's like fur coat.
He's just pimp smacking people. Like, hey, don't do that.
He took my purse. Where's Super Jazz? Have no fear, baby girl.
But what's your number? What's your number? I never took your purse. But what's your number?
Yeah,
You
so
know,
I
you have
I know
you
when
have
it's
a Jerry
a
curl dripping in energy.
Talk to me, baby.
Bro, I
Where he
literally
at?
see,
You over there?
yo, I'm telling you, like, I want to get like start making like little like I want to learn how to make like animated skits and stuff like that. 'Cause stuff like that is hilarious,
That'd be
bro.
something
Like,
funny to
I think
feel.
Jeffrey,
cartoon?
could literally be the star of a cartoon.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
dude, since he was little, like,
sure.
bro, his energy has
Since
been
a kid, huh?
crazy.
You know
He's
what I'm
known
learning
since
to
a
me.
kid.
From what I've known of Jeffrey, yo, this guy's a character.
Then we met.
Yo.
I met you probably. I was like, not even double digits yet.
You honestly
I was
want to
like
know
under 10.
You want to know why I also like brought up the whole like being fully myself, because like you're one of the few people that I know that are like that. Like it has been years since I've seen Jeffrey, and like, bro, I'm like seeing still the little Jeffrey from like 5th and 4th
My
grade.
inner kid is still. It
Yeah,
never
like, I
let-
love that, bro.
I
Like,
still
don't let that
laugh
light
at
die,
stupid
dude.
Shit.
Don't let that light die,
Jeffrey's
dude.
The same kid he was back then. Hasn't changed.
A lot of people
Obviously,
comment on it too,
improved, like way more improved. He's better.
Thank you,
but
thank you.
Wearing control chains now. But like, dude,
like
like,
Uncle Jay.
but like to me, like that stands out. Like, dude, I literally haven't seen you in years, bro. Like
I
the
appreciate
connection
that,
is.
man, and that's how I want to keep it with people, man. I feel like I'm like one of those people that I need to be like that little shimmer of hope to certain people. Like people will come to me like, "Oh, you always laughing, you always smiling," almost like it's a bad thing. And I'm like, "Nah, man. I mean,
Because that
you're on this earth once. You gotta
notice how
try and
people are
enjoy
like
it."
that though. People are so not used to that type of energy and that happiness. It's weird to them. They're like, "Yo, what is it that you're happy?"
They think there's
Because
something
they
wrong.
want
Like
that.
I'm going through something.
They're
I'm
low-key
I'm
jealous
going
of it.
through life and just wow. I didn't even think.
And they don't even know
I didn't
that.
think of it
Honestly,
way.
half the time you can be going through your own shit, your
I
personal
do
shit.
deal
But
with
no
my
one
own,
ever
but
goes and goes,
I know how to.
why am I thinking that negative? Like, how come I'm not as positive as him? Because you see how happy he is, you're asking why instead of let me try and be more happy and see if I can get the same results as him.
That's a good point, man.
No one's doing that.
It was
Everyone's
like,
why are you
like
like
an
that?
oddball. I think of one of the last girls I was dealing with a little while back, I was too positive for her. Long story short, my attitude was too joyful and too optimistic.
They're always gonna label you, bro.
I was like, yo, you must be going
Hold
through
on.
some type of like.
You literally just label all the things a girl be talking about. I wish my man was like this. I wish he was more supportive of me. More
And then when
I'm just like,
I was
nah,
just
it's a
thinking
problem.
that.
Yo,
I don't understand.
You're
that.
too good to me. You smile too much.
Yeah.
You wear nice clothes and
Why
smell
don't you
good.
hit me
Like,
once in a while?
I
Huh?
hate
The
you.
exact
Oh,
words.
it's like that court show. That this guy was always cooking for the girl.
and
And
she
she sued him for it because she always cooked for her.
What?
she sued
Oh,
the guy.
what
she's
you're talking
disrespectful. I'm sorry. Someone's cooking for me. You got my love. You got my attention.
It's like
you got my
people
heart.
are just.
My dad
oh my
always, my
gosh,
mom would always
people.
tell me, she was like, listen, I don't care who you marry, just make sure you marry somebody who knows how to cook. And I agree, yo, if you cook for me, you have my heart.
Yo, I will pay all the bills. I will do all this
I will
stuff.
do. I got your car note. I got your
I'll
phone
even
bill. I got
clean.
every.
All I
yes,
need
I'll,
is a
I'll
wife.
fabuloso this house myself. Let's do it. I
If
got
you
it.
can cook fettuccine pasta with the chicken and the Alfredo and some good drinks and champagne, I mean, that's it.
Because people say that you tend to go for a girl or you end up marrying the girl or whatever that closest resembles your mom. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Half and half for me. My
No, I
mom's
do.
very strict and militant, and I can't deal with that.
Okay, no, my mom
That I
is the
can't
opposite.
deal
That's
with.
why
Yeah, I
I
can't
love
deal with
my
that.
mom and how loving she is and how big a part of my life she's been, how supportive she is. Every character trait about her is like the perfect thing I imagine as a mother. So I would love my wife to have as many traits as that.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
And even though your mom's like
Yeah.
militant, like maybe that's like what you need.
Man,
Like you're
Maybe
so
that-
free and
that was the style for you
you're so
'cause-
free and you're so open. Like maybe you need someone like that so that you could help them. Be
I was
more
not an
open.
energetic child. You feel me?
Shit.
You're energetic as shit.
oh,
I can only imagine you probably ran around the
You're
house. everywhere.
giving the light. You're not receiving the light. You know what I'm saying?
They got me there, guys. They got me there on that.
Or
one.
maybe like a little bit of both. Like you
A
need a
little
girl that has
anchor.
structure, but she's free and wants to have adventure. Not like
Yeah.
Someone that's
Jeffrey, we
open-
need to do this at 6:30 and this is 6:45.
I'd be like, I need to
Nah.
leave you at 7:45 and never come back home.
I
I
live
leave at
that.
7:45 and I'll be back at 12, right? Leave me the fuck alone. Bye.
I'm like that like friend that's like, hey, we're meeting at this time. And I'm like, okay. So 15 minutes after that. Like that's
Always
me.
do
Like it's
too.
just
I'm
a fashionably late thing. Like
I feel you.
I used to always be the kid that was early, so I'm just like,
and it sucks.
well, I just want to make sure I'm there.
You just want to
Like,
get there when the action
that's
starts.
it.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm
dude.
Cuban. I got Cubans on me.
Oh, that Cuban time's real, my friend. I live on Cuban time, not even Cuban.
That Cuban time is real.
The watches doesn't move at zero numbers. It's just
Not
two
that.
hands.
You wait until the third text. Oh, yeah, don't it die? Oh, bro, I'm on my way. My body. And you just start changing them. It's like an hour late.
Yo, where are you? Oh, yo, I'm like, yo, I'm like 5 minutes away. You're in the airport. You're in the airport.
You get there whole day late. Y'all, I told you I was like 30 minutes away, man. My bad, the traffic.
No, I said my 30 minutes. My 30 minutes is
It
different.
was,
Few
like,
minutes,
it was
few
like that time we were driving to Evan's house because we were shooting our third episode, and it was at the house was down
That
the
was
street
bad.
from his house. So we
That
had to
one was bad.
pass by his house to get to the house. So I'm like, yo, Smoke, yo, we on this? He's like, yeah, bro, I'm heading out. So remember, he was in the car with me. We're driving by, like, let's go see Smoke on the tree. I see his car just casually parked outside his driveway.
Yo, no, I'm bad. My Cuban time is bad. I'm the
Oh
type.
my god! You still in his towel? Like what the hell? Why are you guys here?
And it's funny because they text me, they're like,
Pass by his
yo,
house.
Evan's house is literally.
It's literally a
turn,
2-minute drive.
Take a right, stop, take a left.
It's like in the
right
same
Like you can literally
complex.
like jog there in
You
30
can
seconds.
jog there. You're within 2 minutes.
That's why it was
And
so
I kept telling
funny,
them,
like,
yo, 5 minutes, 5
I'm
minutes.
like, for the hell of it, let's just pass by and just see as we're on our way. I listen, I'm like,
Anybody who knows me, no,
I'll change my
Jeffrey's
outfit twice
wardrobe
sometimes.
changed.
When I
times
tell
just to
him,
get
instead
here.
of saying, hey, I'm getting dressed, I'll be like, Smoke, I'm in wardrobe.
And I hope we never get a budget that actually has a wardrobe for him because he spends at least an hour in there.
Oh no, he'll every break of the show he'll be in a new outfit.
That's
Oh,
he's
yeah,
right.
that-
Like,
He's
all right,
right.
we're back from commercial. He's
That
like,
is him.
wow,
I
he
know what this
has
color
a
suit,
bright
bro.
orange jacket and he was just wearing a mink coat that covered his whole
You're
body.
just like,
that makes
what?
no sense.
Like you weren't not wearing this before the commercial break.
Or he's just adding the clothes onto it. He's just like adding more.
So it's like a
clothes.
Ray J thing. Every time the camera goes back to you, the neck
You have a
is-
mink coat, a sweater, Timberland boot. Like, Jeffrey, what do you have? 12
What are you
chains?
doing, bro?
Like,
At the end, he's got a North Face parka on too. Yeah, I already know, man.
I'm living that life now. I'm
I'm
living
just being me. I got a freaking a squirrel around my neck and I'm like,
an alligator.
I got questions. Alligator. You gotta represent Florida, boy.
Gator boys.
Gator boys.
Gator boys like that.
That's crazy, bro. Jeffrey, I'm telling you, I think that'd be the biggest thing you struggle with, bro. It's like his clothes is gonna be insane.
He's absolutely. They're both correct. That's gonna be my biggest
wardrobe's
problem.
gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna need a stylist to tell me, bro, this is your outfit. Go on stage now. Okay.
To give you an idea of what level he is, I remember when I'm gonna dip into the nerd bag real quick. I don't know if anyone's gonna keep up with us, but back then there was a game called Saints Row. For those who know, they know. Yeah, you guys know.
Oh my god! Notice I covered my face.
You guys remember? Okay, so there was Saints Row 3 specifically. I remember.
Dildo bat.
Oh,
Yo,
yeah, that game was fucking retarded.
Oh no!
Okay, but no,
That
he
game
was bad. So imagine how Jeffrey is in real life with clothing and how he likes. He's very vibrant, tropical type of clothes.
Pimp suit, pimp hat, game.
Bro, I'm talking about he'll come out of the after being in that closet because you'd be pissed. You'll be in the car waiting outside. In the game, you're just waiting. You're like, yo, come on, we gotta
This is in the
bro. We
video
gotta
game,
go murder
bro.
some people,
This is
man.
in the video game.
He comes out, neon blue suit, fucking neon purple, fucking like double breast, freaking like everything's matching. Neon
And then-
purple.
and then the
he's
car,
just- I'm
I
like,
bring
yo,
up
how
my
my
neon
car's like, no,
blue
let me go
and-
get my car.
It's a neon blue.
The car matches
matching the outfit.
everything that he's wearing. Color,
I had
everything.
a car for every
I'm just
outfit
sitting here,
I
I'm
wore.
like, yeah, no, yes. Every time
And
he
he's
changes
saving
it,
his outfits and stuff, bro. I'm done. I'm done.
and the cars too. You have multiple of the same car, just different colors to match the outfit.
Yo,
No. It was bad. It was bad.
Jeffrey,
It was bad.
man. All right, yo, I got red shoes, so my car's got to be red. So that means I can only eat red things.
If you had purple shoes, purple rims. If the body part was just blue,
The shoes
blue.
had to match the rims, and then the main
No,
coat
now
had to
you
match
gotta
the
be real
exterior.
careful because you gotta have to be worried about now what car you're driving with. No, now he has to follow the wearing the all black rule.
I gotta get
he's
I need my
got to.
car's gotta
If
be
not,
all black at least.
You're gonna
Or
go
all
crazy.
white or gray.
Please, because
Silver,
you're
white, or
out.
black. I can't be a
Your car is gonna come out like what was the YouTube that we saw his Corvette? And I'll tell
Mr.
you,
Organic.
I can't.
You remember? Oh my God! Yo, do you remember Gabriel Farfan? Yo, he used to sell candy in middle school. Like, bro, he would buy. This
We
one
had a couple
BJ's
of
was
those.
getting big. This one BJ's was like blowing up. So he would go and get like the stock of like 30 candy bars and like all these candies and stuff.
Hustling.
Bro, hustling, right?
Hustling.
So we used to be,
Hustling,
Gabriel, if you
hustle,
see this, I
hustle.
apologize. I'm sorry. I love you. But dude, he used to like bring all these candies and stuff. And bro, Gabriel was like crazy. Like he was hilarious, but like he's another one with like high energy. Like he was hilarious.
Remember that?
So, bro, he used to like bring like candies and stuff, whatever, like his little bag. And bro, I used to always be like, yo, Jeff, like, I used to be like, yo, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. Like, let me just get one candy. And he would forget almost every single time. And bro, I was so good. I got so
That's
good to a
horrible.
point where, bro, I would make him think, I would make him forget things that he just gave me candy bar like 2 periods ago. And I'm like, bro, you gave it to this guy. I'm like, I never even got the candy bar. He's like, okay,
I got you.
I got you. Bro,
That's bad.
Bro, I used to
Finesse
eat candy
them.
all day from him.
Fleece
bro.
them out the money for the candy, man.
I wasn't spending no money in middle school on candy.
Okay.
Listen,
He's like, yo, he used to think about it too, but I feel bad. I probably messed his head up because he was like, damn, like, bro, I really thought I gave him a candy bar. And I got like 3 that day.
he was just like, I'm just gonna give him one just in case I did.
Bro, it was crazy.
Nah, that's funny. I remember I actually tried my hand at doing it, and I did it for I think like 3 weeks. But
It's a full-time job.
no, it's not even that. I just noticed that I would start eating the candy too much. Yo, I'll be bored in class, and sometimes when business is slow and nobody's eating, yo, you got a book bag full of sour Skittles and M&Ms.
Play with the sour Skittles.
You start losing your
Sour
Oh, Pixie sticks
Pixie
were.
sticks, bro.
You ever seen the big ones? Like the ones that look like a
Yes.
straw where you had to
They're
like
like
cut
a-
the top?
yes.
Yes, bro.
I remember when
And you
I used to
pour
go
the
to
powder
Disney,
on
you ever
yourself
went
in
in
the
Magic
shower?
World, in Magic
Oh, wait,
Kingdom,
what?
in the candy?
What?
What?
Yo, everyone was like, huh?
What'd you just say? Yeah, you gotta repeat
Pixie
it.
sticks in the shower with Epsom salt and what? And
Bath salts.
My mom was like, all right, I used to miss school because my mom would never pick me up. Like, so I knew like it was either I missed or that was it. I was not showing up late because I got anxiety going into a classroom and everyone was just staring
Everyone
at
just
me.
staring at you.
Yeah, I was not dealing with that. And like people used to ask questions in the morning, and I'm snarky, so I would have been like, I'm quick with my tongue. And then my mom used to never like pick me up early because like she would work nights, so like she'd be sleeping all day, and like by the time I got home from school, she was getting ready to go to work. So I was like, it's either I miss or I go to school because I'm not skipping while
no
I'm
either
in
or.
school. That makes no
Yeah,
sense.
no.
Not for me at least.
No.
And
Wouldn't do
I'm
it.
not going late. I'm not going late.
No.
Like I remember one time my mom had like all these blankets and stuff in her closet, and she had like was just getting home and I hadn't left for school yet. I was like showering in like her bath or whatever, and I freaked out, bro. I'm like, yo, those are one of those times where I'm like, my mom was gonna eat me. Like she was gonna eat me. Like
You're not at school.
It was no. So I ran into her freaking closet, shit, like one of those like closets, like it's like an open closet. And I buried myself under like 3 or 4 like blankets. Like I'm talking about like huge blankets. Like huge.
Clever, man.
And bro, my mom was in the closet like doing her stuff, like changing, whatever. Bro, I waited, and I swear I waited for almost an hour and 15 minutes. And I knocked out in the closet under all those comforters. I woke up at 3 o'clock when my mom gets home, and usually I'm getting home from school around like 2:40, 2:50, 3 o'clock if I didn't have practice. And bro, I didn't hear anything. So I open up the closet door. I'm thinking my mom like left for work. And my brother and my mom are standing right there. And my mom was like, you didn't fucking go to school? And I was like, huh? I was so lost.
Just like,
I'm like, bro, I got
just got here.
But it was like one of those things where like, it was such a funny situation that my mom was like, okay, like you're
She
good.
let it go?
Like, yeah, like she was like, you literally did everything you could. Like you literally buried yourself under a blanket. Like she didn't even know I was there.
That's the extra mile right there.
I didn't even, I wasn't even breathing.
My man
I was
said,
like,
yo, I can't breathe down here, but she ain't finding me.
and bro, like if I bring up that story to my mom, my mom laughs. Like my mom laughs because like she was really mad, but she couldn't be mad no more because it was like,
it was just like, yo, my son's a genius.
what did you did all this to not go to school?
Is it that bad?
Bro, I'm like one of those kids. Like if I didn't do my homework, I wasn't going to school because I'm not getting a bad grade. I'm not getting a bad grade for these teachers not to give me another
skipping
chance.
the class or just not going. I think that there's a charted out like destiny already for you in life.
That's a great question.
Yes and no.
Yeah, both.
I feel like it's almost like a game of life, right?
You get put on the game board.
You have 2 paths.
Okay.
And you have to choose whether you choose the good or the bad path. And I feel like as I've gotten older, and like people will say it's like crazy, I guess, but like there's been like a little voice in my head. And it's like, it's me. I know it's me. And
Your
like
conscience.
yeah, like my grandma used to always tell me when I was younger, my grandma was like super religious. She used to tell me like, when like she's something like, oh, God's speaking to me or whatever. And I'm like, grandma, like no offense, I've never heard God speak to me. Like that's just me. Like I've never heard another voice pop in my head.
I've been like, yo, God came to me last night.
But as I've gotten older, I started to realize what she was talking about. Because it's like powerful.
It speaks through your conscience.
You know, like there's times where you're like talking to yourself and like there's like a decision you're gonna make and like you can kind of choose your decision. And then there's times where it's like, no, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And like when you like start to think about that, like no, you have to do this.
Like you don't know why, you just have that urge. Like it's either this or
like
nothing.
it's clearly another way you could do it, but you just know like
No, and you do it, and you do it, right? And you see where you are in life, and then you go back and like, what if I didn't do that?
what if
my
I
life
would have
be
just
now?
listened to the feeling that I had and just gone and done the other?
So like I feel like life's a choice. God gives you an even playing field.
I believe
Anybody
that,
can be successful. Anybody cannot be successful.
It's on
Everybody
yourself.
gets
It's on
shitty
you.
consequences in environments. Like I'm sorry, I don't want to hear the whole thing that people are poor and all this stuff. Like, dude, single family. I had 4 siblings. Okay, I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. My mom is a single parent, working 2 jobs, never home. My grandma had to, like, you get me? Like, I had everything going against me, and like I'm in a position where, you know, like thankfully, like, you know, like God willingly, like I'm in a position where I'm very comfortable and doing good, but a lot of that's because of the decisions I made or the decisions my family's made.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it could have easily gone south. It could have easily gone
everything can
south.
always go south.
But I don't
Absolutely.
believe that anybody is destined to do something.
Right.
I feel like you
believe
have
that,
it in
yeah.
you, and if you want to,
If you want to use it, that's on you. If not, you're
can
not
always
gonna
use
have
your
a
own
bad life. But
I don't feel like
you know,
like
it won't be the best life.
he's like, dude, I'm telling you, like it could change. Like, bro, like I wanted to be an NBA player, but like I really was like sold on that. Like, bro, I played against NBA players, and I've gone to camps, and I've done the whole 9. And I'm like, dude, like I feel like I could keep up. And then when that didn't happen for me, I was like,
Shit.
dude, what's next? Like my life was over. Like I thought, like, and it's
I've seen a
not.
lot of
Maybe it was
athletes go
it was
through
a
that.
stepping stone.
It's not, bro. Like it's.
You
Like,
go
I think
through
it's the
that
biggest
phase
blessing to me.
to be taken to whatever is on the next level.
Or maybe, you know, I always think about this because like I've always wanted to help people and just be like a powerful entity in my community. And I'm like, what if I went that route and I wouldn't have had the same voice? Or I would have had more people controlling the things that I was saying, the things that I was doing, the real way I wanted to live my life and show people how to live my life. You get what I'm saying? Like there's no amount of followers, no amount of money that can attest to that.
Right.
I helped 10 people. That 10 people would do more than me becoming an NBA player, and people would just be like, oh, I want to be like him.
Right,
not
right,
knowing
yeah.
all the struggles
Like,
and
you
all the
actually
stuff
had
that
an
goes into
impact
that.
on somebody's life.
I want my, how about this? I want my impact to be genuine. I want to know some of the people that I'm interacting with. Or like, I want to get to a point where like, you know, like even like, let's say like this podcast or whatever blows up, like we can go somewhere and people be like, oh, like I know you for the podcast, and they get to show and spread that love versus,
Yes.
you know, like just, I guess just like absorbing yourself and like being self-absorbed in it. Like I'm a star, like, no.
There's
what
more
made you a
to
star?
it. Yeah. Like what I would like to do with that, especially with what you like piggybacking on what you were saying, is that having like a live audience and stuff, and then being able to like answer questions that they have on stage in the moment.
I like
you know what I
intellectual
mean? Things like
conversation.
that is what I like to get into.
I like conversation, like open-minded conversations that you can talk, people you can debate with, but not to the point where it gets, you know, physical or loud or where you're yelling at each other, but you can debate, you can talk. I love all of that. That's what I love about podcasts and then with an audience, because we can just, a live audience.
I would like to and just like help people out. They come up, you know, my boyfriend was being da 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 da, you know, from a guy's perspective. What do you think that? Boom, and then we
give
all
you
go,
some-
okay.
I feel like that's what it comes down to. Like,
because
we
we're
like,
helping
think
out.
about all the people that like are in this room. Like even Luton upstairs. I know y'all saw Luton sneaking to the kitchen. He's been a little mouse up there. But like when you start, like you really are a product of who you surround yourself with. Like dude,
Absolutely.
like I'm just gonna attest to just like this incident. Like I literally just saw Jeffrey for like not too long ago, and like Jeffrey's doing the whole podcast and doing these things, and like I told him I had ideas and I wanted to do, and like it was just like, let's do it together.
Yep.
And then you go and I come in this room and like, you know, I've never met Luton's brother before. You know, like I've never met, like I've never been in a room with you guys like this before, especially just circumstance like us being this old. Like obviously like we were different when we were younger.
10
like,
years ago. Yep.
So
Time
like,
flies.
bro, it's like, you know, that's why I talk about the energy. Like, you know that energy when you feel it. Like, I feel like I've known these guys for 40 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you can't curve that energy. Like, you can't go away from that.
You can't deny good energy. When you feel good energy, it's good energy. You can't deny it.
And you gotta keep rolling with that good energy, bro. Like,
You gotta keep that. I've cut a lot of bad energy in my life. Anything that's like, it was affecting me mentally or just like, just bad vibes.
You got to. It's
need it.
important.
I don't
It's
need it.
important.
I got my own vibes. I got my own people around me. Remember, like you said, at the end of the day, it's the people you set around you, because you're only as good as the people around you. If everybody around you is not doing anything, you're not going to do anything. What we're doing, other pods that are doing, I love hearing outtakes from other people. That's one thing that technology has allowed us to do. I don't have to go by one take that's being only wrote in and like pushed out to the world to understand. No, I have multiple outlets to get takes from now. It's not just like a newspaper.
It's not like one thing's brainwashing everybody like in the
Yeah.
60s.
and who's to say that
50s.
the information is true or not true? Like, there could be things that powerful people that we know are saying that are BS and benefiting them, and we're just like eating it up.
Yeah.
No, and that's why I like to challenge. I challenge I search it up myself. I make sure what I'm listening is correct. I don't like to ever really talk about like things that I don't know about. That's why I always state before when I talk about something like, oh, don't kill me on this. I don't know 100% of it. Like, that's why I don't bring up anything about like Trump and impeachment. Like honestly,
I don't know nothing about
It's nothing to do
politics.
with it. That's such out of our
concerned-
power.
I'm not concerned with politics like that because I feel like it's not up to them to determine how much money we want to make with our individual lives and the moves that we make. You know what I mean?
I mean,
maybe the taxes
they affect us a little bit, but
Yeah, they
But, like,
affect us to an extent.
Even
But
just
not
in sense
to
of like power though, like I'm telling you,
people
like,
give them more power than I think they should have because they don't know any better because that's how they were taught from previous generations.
that's our whole.
and like you're also taught like you like get up and go vote and go do this. And I'm sorry to just like being that person that goes and does it, you don't feel like you have any power.
We don't.
'Cause I'm sorry, like, and I'm not like getting to like I don't.
No,
I'm not
agree.
just. I'm anyone
I
who
agree
believes
with
in
you.
a pretty like that's your
These are
take
all
on president stuff like that.
These are all opinions.
Yeah.
I'm more talking on the sense of him as a person. You know, like the fact that that type of person made it as a president and how many people voted just blows my mind. Just let you know,
It
like,
makes me lose faith. Like I don't.
yeah, like you don't have any control. Like
know.
it almost turns you off from voting. Like, what's the point?
don't,
That you guys
yeah.
are just gonna curb the votes anyways?
My
in your
parents got
favor?
mad at me because they were like, "Oh, you didn't vote." I went independent. When I went to get my license, they were like, "Republican, Democrat." Nah, just give me independent. I don't feel like my vote or maybe 20 votes of us that's not gonna do anything. Like we're so the government's
So many rules.
so corrupt,
Yeah.
and there's so many closed doors and hands being fed, and that machine is always being greased up in some greedy way. Like I don't believe none of it. That's why when you said Toronto earlier before we started, I was like, finally, someone understands me. I want to go to another country. I want to live in Toronto.
Someone that's similar to here that's not going to change my
Drastically.
life,
Yeah.
but it's going
Well, it
to
tweaks it.
benefit me. Like I lived in Spain for like literally 3 or 4 months when I played basketball. I was like,
awesome.
bro, but it was different. Like I'm telling you, like what people think of when they go to another country and live in another country.
part is
bro. Villanova alla Gertrude. It is
south?
it is
I don't
right
know
on the
that.
outskirts of Barcelona. Like Barcelona is literally like 25 minutes, and this little town, I'm gonna refer it to the Kendall of Miami
Okay.
because it is like it's popular. There's a strip. There's a lot of nice restaurants. A lot of important people there.
It's like an up and coming town.
Beautiful freaking beach.
like
I'm
the
telling you, the
Doral.
beach
Okay.
from where I was down the street, like just a straight shot down the street. The beach was something I've never seen before.
Yeah, like it was clean. Like,
It was a movie.
Damn.
The beach had like the
that white
sand
sand.
started like 80 feet back, bro.
Also, it took you a while to get to the ocean.
There was like little like ice cream shops and stuff like that. Like there was a nice little boardwalk.
that's
People riding
awesome.
their
I'm jealous
bikes.
that
It
you got
sounds
to live
very
that.
like a peaceful
Bro, it was
version of this, a
incredible.
more interactive version of Kendall.
But it was different. Like also like kind of let me know, like dude, the grass
It's a
isn't
culture
always
shock.
greener. The grass isn't always greener either. Like the culture shock for sure. Like I saw, bro, things I saw in Spain were like, bro, I saw the craziest things I seen were honestly animals. Were pretty shocking to me. Like dogs were the most obedient I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
if I ever wanted to train my dog, I'd probably take him to Spain.
Yeah,
I
them
saw
like-
people riding their bikes, right? Fast, like riding their bikes on the sidewalk. And mind you, the sidewalks are a lot bigger.
Yeah,
The streets are small, their sidewalks are bigger. And it
because
kind
they
of,
bike a lot over there.
and the importance is like
To be mobile, do it yourself, don't drive cars and
yeah,
stuff.
to
Let's
move,
lower
get
the-
going. Like it's Spain's not that close, so it's kind of like Miami, where like things aren't that close.
You
Like
still have
you're
to-
walking a bit. Like I used to average maybe 12 miles a day walking, and that's not on top of the 2 practices I would do. That's not on top of the 2
That's exercise,
conditionings.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Jesus.
bro, dogs like these people didn't have their dogs on leashes sometimes. Like these people were riding their bikes, and the dogs were keeping up with the bike, not looking at anything.
I wish.
Like the dog was so tunnel vision, bro. It was incredible. Like I could
Damn,
snap
dude.
my finger, I could throw a ball, and the dog would not lose focus. It was like
Chill.
super weird to watch. Drake
doesn't.
he's more catered to the R&B side. Like I just saw his whole
Yeah.
2-hour interview.
That shit is amazing.
Powerful.
But
Two
we gotta
hour
wrap
interview.
this up
You gotta
before we
watch
go
that.
into that shit.
You gotta watch it. You guys gotta watch it. 2-hour interview with
Yeah,
Drake. I
I'll
forgot
watch
what the podcast was called.
I should
Rap
actually look
sound,
at it.
rap sound,
Is it rap
it's
sound?
rap sound Drake or something like that. Over
Highly recommend. One of those things you should hear audio wise on YouTube. But my bad, go ahead.
All right, folks. Well, we're gonna wrap this episode up. I'm pretty freaking tired. I had a long ass day. As you can tell, I wasn't talking as much the last half, but it's been a great episode. We had, I think, the best conversation out of all the past episodes that we've had.
I like this episode a lot.
This is very informative, very motivational, and we got into the nitty-gritty of what's going on in our current world and what's going to be happening in our future world.
And just the things we go by day by day.
Exactly.
Maybe you guys relate to it.
I
Exactly.
appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
too.
man. Thanks
No,
for being
we
on.
appreciate
This
you
is
coming
good.
by,
We got to
man.
do this more. And
And you
plus,
drop bombs of knowledge.
we have a show coming out as well that we're going to have rolling in 2020.
Stay tuned for those details.
And that's going to tap more into the motivational and inspirational side for people like you and me and everybody else.
Whoever
So
needs
stay
it.
tuned for that as well.
Basically, like it's something that I don't think has been done yet, and I think it's I think I also want to talk about it now just because putting that out there in the world, and like I said, just putting the name and the voice to it, like I don't think anyone's tried to really shape the generation or shape the future generation in the sense that, like, at least selflessly. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, truly for the content and the knowledge. And basically, the whole premise of the show is that the show is called Help Me Help You. And you help us by tuning into the show every week and filtering in questions, whether they're about mental health, they could be about anything, but like questions that you want answered. And not everyone has the accessibility to have great people around.
Exactly.
And like some people are single children or something like that. So,
was
or
one
don't
of
have
them.
brothers or growing up
No
in rough
siblings.
neighborhoods. So I guess the whole point is just like being like a big brother to people who don't have that. So like they can tune in and ask questions and stuff that they're worrying about
Shit
and
that I
they're
wish
thinking
I had
about,
growing up.
and they get their question answered. And the whole premise of the show is that there's going to be a new guest on the show every show, so that you get a different perspective. You're not
each
hearing the
time.
same perspective from everyone. You're
Right.
hearing a different perspective,
A
from
different
three
mindset
people,
each time.
and you could take something from each and every one of us. You can take something from nothing that we said and kind of form your own opinion. But the whole point is to kind of just get your voice back and to kind of just like get you going, get you thinking, because some people can't think as freely. Some people don't have meaningful relationships or people around them that want to help them. So you kind of tune in and ask these questions anonymously. And at first it was supposed to be catered more to mental health, but I think that'd be a knock to all the questions that could be asked.
A lot of everyday life situations that
So-
they're afraid of being judged by and things like that. So yeah, this is very personal.
Well, that's very good because
relatable series.
that's the thing. A lot of people are not able to afford the luxury of like getting a therapist or
Exactly.
doctors
That's
that
the
can
whole
talk to
premise
us.
behind it,
That's
though.
where
Like,
the
and
show
no
comes
offense,
in.
when you hear a shrink, I'm sorry, the first
think
connotation
of,
you think of is
the
negative.
person got in,
You
yeah,
go
like,
see
Yo,
a
I'm
shrink,
fucking crazy, bro.
Like, yo, what is he going through that I gotta
but
keep
you
my
go hear
distance.
someone say, yo, I watched this super powerful podcast or super powerful show, and you're like,
And
put
it's
me
kind
on.
of the same thing.
Put
in a
me
sense,
on.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? I want to go watch that because I can be in the convenience of my home and still
Not worry
learn and
about
still
being
be engaged
labeled
and
or
still,
anything like that.
you know, what if
Exactly.
that person, like, I've turned into one of those people that I don't like going outside much. But like, there's some things that I see, some things I
Introvert.
watch, I'm like, I gotta go outside, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like, it empowers you. And I just want people
That's
to have
good,
that
though.
empowerment and that voice. And I honestly don't think what better people to do it than the people you see here. You know, like just powerful people that want to help, that don't care about the praise, that don't care about anything other than the content that's being portrayed and the fact that you're helping the person.
Yeah.
Whether they're taking something from us or not,
It's
you're
just
still taking
contributing what you gotta contribute.
yeah, and it's
When they
almost
roll
kind
up.
of making it more fun. Like I just don't like that. Like when people talk about like personal stuff or problems, like it's just so like
Feels dragging and slow.
Yeah.
it just feels
It
so
feels
like,
awkward at a point. You're
or
just
like how like a teacher explains. Like it's just like very
It's
just
too
like concrete,
formal
just
and
like
boring. We
Oh,
need
yeah, I'll
some-
fall asleep
We
with
need
that.
some.
yeah, like, I
down-to-earth
want it to be
real
fun.
stuff.
I want to even joke about some of these things. Like I don't
Exactly.
want
of
to
course, no, and that you need to be able to joke about
Exactly.
stuff.
like let's change the way people think. Let's change the way
Let's heal-
even just mental health is perceived, because like even myself, I didn't even know like I didn't even think I had like anxiety. I didn't even know what anxiety was, and as I've gotten older, I started like I got some anxiety.
You'd be
to me.
surprised how much people actually have social anxiety. Except you don't have it.
Yeah, you don't. You're,
But there's people that have the social anxiety, and you can see it. And a lot of people don't know about it. The self-awareness about it is not there, and it's just like, you have it, bro. A lot of people
There's a
have
lot
it.
that you would never, especially those fine women that you see out there that you're afraid
Yeah,
to talk to.
they have no
They're
problem
probably
posting
scared
1,000
as shit looking
pictures.
at you.
Yeah.
It just makes them look like they're more confident than they actually are.
Go
in
get to
real
know
life.
them in person. Not a
That's
word could be said.
That's a whole
They have
different
nothing.
topic. See,
They're-
that's why y'all gotta tune into the
it's
new
honestly,
series.
it's honestly
You
too
gotta
like
tune into the new series.
I'm also tired of people also
See,
putting
I'm
that
selling it? See, I'm
people
selling it?
people putting that hate to like yo, I see people like oh Gary Vee does this and this person this, and I'm like, now you have a choice
Choose.
to listen to what you want to listen to.
Exactly.
You're filtering the questions.
Exactly.
You're asking what's one to be asked. You're asking for a different opinion.
You guys will be controlling the show.
Exactly.
It's
We're just
putting the show
moderators.
in your hands. You're
We're
you're
just
the creator.
moderators. That's all.
Without
it
Without
is.
you, we're like I said, help me help you.
Exactly.
Now it's good. Mental healing.
Exactly.
So
Something
like yeah,
new.
that's kind of just what's popping up. That's what I want to work on, and then I have a clothing line that I want to start popping up, and it has something to do along with that lines too. But
Okay.
like
You're like
That in
putting quotes and
sports.
stuff like that.
yeah,
Okay.
like that in sports, like underdog.
Okay.
Basically, like dude, no offense, everyone you know is an underdog, and I'm sorry, whether you're an underdog or not, you could still be a successful person. But when you think like an underdog and you consistently keep that mindset of an underdog,
You succeed. more.
your success is unmeasurable. So we got some stuff coming.
Yeah, let's leave them hanging. We don't want to
Yeah.
give them too
No,
much.
not
Don't spoil
too
them,
much.
don't spoil them too
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Just
we
keep
gotta
them
leave
right
them
on.
with a cliffhanger.
Drop
You
the mic on y'all.
gotta tune in now. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. You know the usual. If you're watching on YouTube, that's Apple. See, I'm
I'm
tired.
gonna let you think that over quick, yo. For the fans, the audience, you already know. Have a great New Year's Eve. Everybody stay safe. Remember, if you can't fucking drive, call a friend, please.
Or
Not
sleep
trying to-
over, drink a lot of water.
Please, just stay safe.
Uber.
Again, can't wait to see you guys in the next year. I'll let you go ahead and take it from here.
I think now I got it.
Apple,
I done brain twist.
Spotify. You can watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah, so if you're on Spotify, follow. But a lot of our people listen to us on Apple. So rate. Don't
Yes.
subscribe after. Rate. Those ratings, those
help
little
us.
5 stars you click on, they help us, man. Y'all ain't clicking the goddamn stars.
And let us know that
You're
you
being
are.
selfish, man.
Click the stars, man.
Help us
People
help
be
you.
listening, and I see the ratings still at the same numbers. They're like, yo, man, I love the episode of that. I don't see you rating it.
Now you're gonna refresh the page, you're gonna put another
Yeah.
5 stars, you're gonna
Yeah,
go on your
yo,
mama's
you're
account,
gonna
you're gonna
go
put
on
another
another
5 stars,
if
you're
you
gonna go on your
tell.
grandma's
You
account, she don't
tell.
even have a phone.
You
You ran out of
Another
accounts?
five.
You ran out of accounts? Go make more accounts.
I will make you an account. Just
I'll
go
make
put
it
it
for you.
first.
You rock with it, prove it.
I know how to make a Yahoo account in like 3 minutes. I got you guys.
Prove it. Prove it. YouTube, you already know, like, subscribe. You guys have been doing good with that. So
Leave
thank
comments
you.
on
YouTube
topics
has
you
been
would like
doing
us to
good. Yeah,
bring.
leave some comments, become engaging with us. Austin, let them know your social media handles, even though it's going to be in the description below. But still let them know before we close it off.
Instagram, Austin TRC. I have a YouTube channel in the works. We'll put that in soon. And I don't use Twitter. I feel like Twitter's toxic, so I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. But follow me on Instagram, Austin TRC.
All right.
That's it.
There you go.
right.
We're off, folks.